Let me ask you something. Who makes all the decisions in your life? Who's holding all the cards? Who decides where and how you live? Who decides how much money you want to earn? Who decides what your body looks like? That's right, you do. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to break all of your limiting beliefs. Welcome, my name is Gavin. This is my self-improvement YouTube channel, L.F.G, where I help men change themselves and their lives. If you were raised anything like me, you probably have a few limiting beliefs, at least a few, like I used to. And this is not to knock how either of us were raised, and it's not to knock your parents or my parents. My parents are my fucking heroes, but they grew up in a different time, and there's a whole mentality that goes along with that. When I left school, my dad used to be on me. It was like, get a trade. And he made me think that the only way to get ahead in life was through back-breaking hard work. And there's nothing wrong with that if you want to achieve the average and be average like everybody else. Listen, getting a trade like in the construction industry used to be the safest bet there was. So my parents really gave me the right advice for that time. But 20 years on, I've seen 2 market crashes, 1 pandemic, and especially in the pandemic, it became painfully evident that what's taught us being a safe bet is not really safe at all. Playing it safe in terms of your financial circumstances is incredibly dumb. Listen, you need to understand that average is the enemy. The average person drinks alcohol every single day. The average person consumes hours of short form content every single day. The average person doesn't work out. They don't take good care of themselves. The average person reaches an average place in life, gets average results, and then settles there because that's the norm and that's what's accepted by the masses. Fuck being average and fuck being like everybody else. I used to have so many limiting beliefs just about really what was possible across the board. Listen, did you know, right, a snake only grows as big as its enclosure? So if you get a snake and you put it in an enclosure that's 3 foot by 1 foot, it will only grow to the size of that enclosure. If you put it in a 6 by 4 enclosure, it will grow to fit that enclosure. And this is exactly what we're doing as humans in a mental capacity. One of my many limiting beliefs that I used to have was around being sober. I could never imagine living a sober life. I did not know how. I did not know it was possible. And I used to think that by being sober, I was somehow missing out and I'd be having less fun than everybody else. I used to think that by not doing drugs and drinking, that my life would become dull. I didn't think there was anything else to spend my time on. That's crazy, right? And now I'm just about 2.5 years sober, and my life has never been better. And I've never been happier on the whole. Now, after I achieved this one thing that I never in my wildest dreams thought I could ever achieve, it kind of unlocked something in me. I thought, what else is possible? What else can I do? If I can achieve this, and I never knew that was possible, I could never imagine that for myself, and I just fucking did it. What else can I do? Now, one thing I've learned, or the most important thing I've learned about limiting beliefs, is that when you break one, you get some momentum. It's like a domino effect. And then that gives you confidence and you can break more, if not all of them. Think about it. You don't know what you can do until you do it. You don't know what you can do until you do it. When I first started boxing again, I couldn't run for more than 8 or 10 minutes. I'd never really been much of a runner. I used to fucking hate it. But the fact of the matter is, I didn't know how to do it because I'd never done it. Okay, so one day, feeling dissatisfied with this and myself, I ran 12 minutes. and then 14, and then 15, and then 20, and then 25. Then I ran a 5K, and eventually up to running 10K in like 44 minutes, which to me was unbelievable at that time. And it's the same thing with my training. When I first started going to the gym, I think I was benching like 30 or 40K. Eventually, over time and progression, I was able to get up to 100K. Now, I'm not suggesting that you just believe that you can lift 100K and then sit under a bar and try and lift it, because you're gonna hurt yourself. But you can believe that you can lift a little bit more each time you go. And that's exactly what I do now. I decide what I'm going to lift before I even arrive at the gym. I just think like, do you know what? I'm just gonna lift 2.5 kilos heavier on every single lift that I do today. Now, I don't complete all the reps, all the sets, all the time, but that creates the momentum for next time. And if you do that, you'll be surprised at actually what you can achieve. You can always achieve at least 50% more than you think you can. Listen, if you want to break your limiting beliefs, pick one, just one, and concentrate your whole fucking life solely on conquering that. When you do that, I can't even begin to tell you how freeing it is. You will be like, wow, I'm fucking Superman. I can fucking do anything. Guys, remember, it is your God-given right to be successful, and it's your responsibility to reach your potential.